Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel, and this video is my first vlog as a second year medical student. I have mixed feelings about it because I'm excited to be in second year, but I'm also very nervous because I've heard horrible stories about second year, so I just pray I can get through it. So basically today we didn't have any plans, but then at like 10 in the morning they announced that we have class like at 1, and now it's like 12:53 when I check on my laptop. It's 12:53, so I wasn't planning on vlogging today because we didn't have anything to do as far as I knew until they told us at 10 o'clock. I didn't know I was gonna vlog today, so I didn't prepare anything or plan anything, so everything today is just like very impromptu. So I have a class now in 5 minutes, and I don't even know if the class will be there, because last time I checked on Blackboard I still had my first year modules and they hadn't uploaded our second year modules. So I don't know if I open now and it'll be there. Let me log in my class and then I'll talk to you guys. There we go.
So the main aim of this session really is just to orientate you around COM2 as to how the structure is regarding the blocks and the whole class lectures and all of those things. So I've just prepared a PowerPoint presentation for you guys. I hope that it will make sense. Okay, so the organization of COM2 in terms of its structure for 2021, we have, just keep one, we have 6 blocks. The blocks, the 6 of them, it's the history and communication skills block. Okay, can I ask that we also switch off our mic, please? Just switch off your mic as I leave. Thank you so much. So we do have 6 blocks. We have the history taking and communication skills block, which is offered by Dr. Alvin Chela and Ms. Wahida. And then we have the integrated IMCI. This is offered by the Department of Pediatrics. And then we have your community service learning block. This one, the responsible sister there is Sister Debbie Barnett. But then she also works with a couple of sisters. You will see within the block how it is organized. So we also have your peripheral science and clinical skills block. This block is being managed by the internal medicine people, but then the responsible doctor there is Dr. Peter together with Dr. Ahmad and Sister Tolo. So those 3 people are responsible for peripheral science. We have your medical research and articles. This one, Dr. Ade Folalo, will be offering you guys the medical research. And then lastly, we have bioethics. So bioethics, I am the one who is responsible for bioethics, and I'll be teaching you bioethics as well. So my role here really in COM2, I'm the coordinator for the whole second year, and specifically in terms of teaching, I'll be teaching you bioethics. Okay, so that is with regards to the clinical blocks. Those are the 6 blocks that we have. So our blocks are always on Wednesdays. Our common day is always Wednesday. So the whole Wednesday is dedicated to common. In the morning session from 7:30 until 1 o'clock, that's when we'll be having our blocks. And then from 2 o'clock until 4:10, this is when we are having our afternoon integrated clinical sessions and the themes. So all our afternoon whole class lectures will be on Wednesday, but only in the afternoon. The morning session, this is when we'll be having the clinical blocks. Okay, so I'm just gonna pause here. Bye.
So I just got done with my first second year poem class, and yeah, there's a lot of new things. I'm in group 2 now. I was in group 4 last year, so this year I'm in group 2, and we have 6 blocks. It's the same as last year. We had 6 blocks, but it's not the exact same blocks. We have different blocks, but they're still in total 6. And my group, we are starting with peripheral science and skills. We have class from 8 until 1 for now, for this block, which is for this block that I'll be doing. And then we have at 2 until 4:10, we have a whole class lecture where all of us, so it doesn't matter which block you're in, it's not with blocks, it's like a whole class lecture where we're going to have class lectures for the subject poem. And this year we are focusing, from what I saw, on anemia and jaundice. After every block we're going to have a block test which counts 10% of our year mark, and in total it's going to count 60% of our year mark. And then after those block tests we have 2 major tests which are going to consist of all our block work and also our class work that we have done until then. And the first one we're writing it on the 9th of June, and the second one writing it on the 25th of June. Usually these dates change because we don't know what's going to happen in future, but they just give us a rough estimate of when we're going to write these tests, so they each count 10%, and in total they count 20%. So it's 60 plus 20, that's 80%. And then we have a portfolio project and a blackboard test. The portfolio project is on anemia, and we have to clock a patient, and that's going to count 10%. And then we have a blackboard test that they say we need to require a sub minimum of 80%, because the test is an open book test and it's about jaundice. Did I say that? It's about jaundice. I don't know anything else. I'll have to read up on it. And we'll be writing it during the 8th to 29th of September. So you can write the test as many times as you want, which is why they say you need to have a sub minimum of 80%. So yeah, that's all I know so far. So far I know with anatomy, on Mondays and Tuesday we have anatomy, but on Tuesday we have dissections. So tomorrow I can't speak. Tomorrow will be exciting because we are going to the dissection hall and we're going to do our introduction and dissection ceremony. That's it, and I will see you guys tomorrow. The rest of the day I'm just gonna sleep, cook, watch you. See you guys tomorrow when I go for my anatomy. Today is the big day. I have my first anatomy class as a second year medical student. Today we are having our dissection ceremony introduction. So for anatomy, obviously we're going to be studying the human anatomy, and therefore we have to do dissections. So I'll be starting with my dissections this year. So basically I need to go to campus to the dissection hall, where they're going to introduce the whole hall to us and show us like the facility. They divided us in groups, and my group starts at 11 a.m. and it is currently 8 minutes past 10. So I have a little bit of time to talk to you guys quickly, and then I have to rush and get over. They told us to wear white coats, or we have to wear our scrubs. Unfortunately, my scrubs are still being made. I ordered them like last week, so I don't have them yet. So I'm wearing my lab coat. They divided us in groups, and my group starts at 11 a.m. and it is currently 8 minutes past 10. So I have a little bit of time to talk to you guys quickly, and then I have to rush and get over. They told us to wear white coats, or we have to wear our scrubs. Unfortunately, my scrubs are still being made. I ordered them like last week, so I don't have them yet. So I'm wearing my lab coat. Look at me. Unfortunately, I can't show you guys inside because it's prohibited. They gave us the anatomy manual, and they said no cameras or phones are allowed inside the dissection hall, and that when you bring your phone it needs to be switched off, otherwise they're going to take it away, and then you have to write like a written apology of why you had your phone in the dissection hall, and then it's going to be in your permanent record. So I don't want that to happen, but however I'll try and show you guys like the outside, like where it is, the outside facility. And I'm not quite sure when it is. It's my first time. I'll have to like, that's why I want to leave early so that I have time to get lost. Yeah, that is my update that I wanted to tell you guys. That's what I'm doing today. I'm very excited and nervous, but mostly excited. At 4 o'clock I have to go to a new res, a different res, to meet the matron there, because I'm trying to transfer from my current res to a different res. So maybe I'll take you guys, no, not maybe, I'll take you guys with me as I go there. Let's get going to my first ever anatomy class. So I am back from my anatomy block, and I'm rushing now to take the bus at 3 o'clock. It's now I think 2:15, something like that. Yeah. there you can see it's 2:15. So I'm rushing to go meet the res manager of the other res that I want to move to, the one I spoke about earlier. I wanted to film this because I'm not going to be taking these textbooks, but I got my second year textbooks. I have this is the book we need. It is the Clinical Atlas of Human Anatomy. I bought these books secondhand, but they're still pretty much in like good, someone's bum. They're still very much in good condition, so I was willing to buy them. I bought them for 2K. He sold them in a set, but he didn't have the full set. But the set that he did have, I have this book, and then I have this histology textbook. Also, it is in good condition, as you can see. Then I also got for histology we only have one book. Anatomy has a lot of books. We have this one, then we have this clinical oriented anatomy, this textbook. That's how thick it is. We'll be using this here. And then the only one I'm missing now, it's the anatomy handbook they sell at school. It's like a small handbook that they sell, I think 100 rand or something. So I still need to buy that one. I think I'm gonna buy, because with that one a lot of people wrote into it because it's just a handbook, it's not really textbook. So I think I'll buy that from the anatomy department. And then I'm also needing an atlas, a human anatomy atlas. This one is the clinical anatomy one. I'm not sure what the difference is, but I think we're supposed to have both of them, so I'm just gonna get both of them. So I just need the clinical anatomy one, not the clinical, the one that's just human anatomy. This one's the clinical one. And then I got these anatomy flashcards. These are actually quite heavy. This is actually quite, I think it weighs like a kg or so. Yeah, that's what I got, and that's all I have to say so far. It was okay. I'll do a more detailed like sit down talk with you guys when I get to my friend's res and after I speak to that res manager, and then I'll take you through like everything that happened, because I think it's important to talk about it. I was there from 11 until 1:30. Then I had to wait until 2 to get these. But yeah, those are my textbooks. That's my little haul for you guys. Second year textbooks that I'll be using. For poem we don't have any textbooks that I know of, but we'll see tomorrow. Okay, bye guys, I'll see you later when I'm at that new res.
Perfect. Science, as you saw, and we just finished now at like quarter to 12. So the class was like almost 4 hours, and we were supposed to end at 1. So I guess they gave us like an hour. We finished an hour early, and the class was okay. Honestly, after the 2-hour mark, I zoned out. zoned out after that, because then they started speaking about jaundice and how jaundice occurs in the liver, and the lecturer saying a lot of things that I didn't understand, like a lot of big words. So I zoned out around that time, but I had to go. That's why I wrote here jaundice. I have to study it. I'll have to later on today, after I move and everything, I'll have to sit down and like go on YouTube or in my lecture notes and in the slides and try and study it better, because I didn't absorb anything about jaundice and what else, edema. I also don't know anything about edema, and spoke about edema. Those are the times where I zoned out. That I'm done, I need to go to the rest that I'm going to be moving to and go fetch the keys to my new room, and then I have to go to my room, start packing, and then around I think 6 o'clock, I think my dad said that he's going to fetch me, and hopefully I can pack and finish before 2, because at 2 we have another lecture, which is a whole class lecture. But if it happens that I'm not done packing, it means I'm gonna have to like skip that lecture, and just because they are recorded lectures. Good thing is that they record our lectures, so it means it's gonna be the thing where I have to pack, and then later on when we're done moving, I'm gonna have to sit down and watch those lectures. After watching those lectures, I have to study jaundice, because I wanna try this thing this year. I was doing it last year, but I wasn't doing it that much, or I wasn't like being strict on it. But I'm gonna try and be strict on it this year. It's like, if I didn't understand something in class, or like we covered a certain module, certain subjects, that same day, at the end of the day, when I'm done with everything else, I want to sit down and start summarizing that topic that we did, because I don't want to, like, when we start writing, then only do I start summarizing. So I want to start like studying or summarizing now, so that I have like my notes, and then when it's time for exams, just pull out my notes and then start studying. So I'm gonna, depending on what time I'm gonna finish moving into my new res and all of that, I'll see if I can get that done. And yeah, that's it.
Today's Wednesday the 3rd, yesterday was Tuesday the 2nd. So basically class here anatomy, and it was an introduction, and the main basis of the class now was basically an introduction of like, okay, you're second years, and in second year we're doing dissection on human cadavers. It was basically that, and I liked that. I don't know if they do this in all institutions, but I like that they brought like a psychological aspect into it, because some students get a psychological impact from seeing cadavers. And if you don't know what a cadaver is a person who decides that they want to donate their body to be studied by medical students when they pass away. So it's basically a deceased person that they preserve using babies and that. So they came and they had clinical psychologists come and talk to us before they started with anything. Before they started with like what we're going to be doing in anatomy, they brought in a clinical psychologist, and she basically told us that if we ever like feel somehow due to seeing the cadaver, or we get a side effect, like a psychological side effect from always seeing the cadavers and stuff like that, we can go and talk to her anytime in her office. And it doesn't just have to be about cadavers. She's a psychologist for the whole school, but she was just talking about the dissection class. I'm sorry if you see my book, my whole room is a mess, but yeah. So basically that's what they said, and students may be triggered by seeing the cadavers because maybe they have past trauma that wasn't dealt with, or just trauma in general. So seeing the cadaver might be very like shocking and triggering for them. So they told us that in any time, not just anytime we're doing dissection, if anytime you feel like uncomfortable or you're not feeling well from being in that room, you are allowed to leave. Just go outside, take a deep breath, and then they call them what is called table doctors. I think they're like higher medical students, maybe level 5, level 6 medical students that come to assist us during our dissections. So they told us to address them as either table doctors or demonstrators. So they say just inform your demonstrator or table doctor that I'm not feeling well, this is what I'm feeling, and they will allow you to exit the room. And then after that, they also told us about like what's this called, ways that we can cope with seeing cadavers. Came and she spoke to us and said that a lot of students, not a lot, but there's some students that come into medicine either because they got good marks and like they were coerced, sort of, not coerced, but like they were told, you get good marks, you're good at science, you should do medicine. Then from there they're like, okay, I'll just do it. Or some students, they were curious about medicine and wanted to do medicine but didn't actually know what went into the training of becoming a doctor. So when it comes to second year and they have to do dissection on cadavers, they get shocked and they may have some psychological impacts. They said those include like they sometimes feel stressed, they get depression because you are seeing like a person. Some may not look forward to anatomy and like feel somehow and might end up saying no, medicine is not for me, and dropping out. So they told us like in order to avoid that, they also tried to give us like some coping mechanisms that some people used. Some people said that they close the face, seeing the face is too much for them, so they close up the face and then just do it. Some people they don't mind. It's just, oh, okay, this is what I have to do. Some people say, what is it called, treating it like a normal teacher, because the teacher said that it is, if you look at it at a perspective like, okay, these bodies are serving us a purpose, we are actually blessed to be able to use and to be able to study their bodies. So we just have to treat them as our table teachers, if that makes sense. I wanted to sit down and talk about it so that I can inform you guys, because I have a lot of people that want to do medicine. In the case that you don't know what actually goes in the study of like becoming a doctor, because not a lot of people talk about it, let's be honest. I haven't seen maybe I'm mistaken, but I haven't seen like a YouTube video where they speak about like this is what actually happens. And also speaking about these cadavers and stuff, it's a really, how can I say, tricky subject. According to tradition, a person needs to be buried in order for them to find peace in the afterlives. So some people might find, okay, that's why it's an iffy subject, because some people are saying it's wrong that we get to study them, because those people may not find peace because they weren't buried. Guys, I don't want to get into the politics of it, but I'm just saying it. Please do not come and attack me for what I'm saying and for me studying with cadavers, okay? I'm just saying what it is, what they said. So I'm just giving out information, basically. I'm just giving out information. Please don't attack me. But yeah, that's what they said. There's some ethnical like things regarding that. So this is a continuation of my previous clip. I did have the part of it where I spoke about how I experienced the anatomy, but it's just very too long and my thoughts weren't put together at the time. So I'm just gonna do a voiceover now. My first experience was okay. I just was overpowered by the smell of the formalin, because I think it's because of my asthma. I couldn't be close to the cadavers for a long time because the smell of formalin, which is the chemical they use to preserve the bodies, was just overpowering. So I had to like step back and then get some fresh air and then go back in. And with me, I don't think I had any psychological effect or anything from seeing the cadavers, but I will say for me, when I looked at their faces, I didn't feel comfortable. Like when I look at their faces, it made me feel sad, because it like emotionally clicked that damn, these are actually people that passed away. Like these people were alive
like us right now and they passed away, it's actually a dead person, that clicked in me when I looked at their faces. Obviously I knew that they were like people who had passed away, but like seeing their face further like solidified that for me, so it made me kind of uncomfortable and sad. So for me, I think going forward with the whole dissection, I'm just gonna take what the psychologist said and the lecturer said when they said it's okay, we can cover their faces and then continue with our work if we're not working on the face of the cadavers. So I don't know if that will go away as time, like I don't know if I'll get desensitized to that, but yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing for now. Okay, on to the next clip. That's my brother. Everyone, I'm at home now. I decided that I wanted to come home for the weekend, so I'm gonna be attending at home. So I'm tired. I have class today basically because it's Thursday. I have class at 8. I have physiology, the introduction to physiology. So I'm just gonna head to bed and then I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye. Okay, good morning everyone. I have class now at 8:30 and it's now like 4 minutes to 8, so I woke up late and I literally just woke up now. I haven't brushed my teeth or anything, which is pretty disgusting. I'm trying to look for my tripod so I can film properly for you guys. I actually set an alarm for 7:30 and it did ring, but I switched it off and I was like, okay, 5 more minutes, and 5 more minutes end up being 45 more minutes.
We asked the question, why does a bodily function takes place? And then in the second place, we asked how a bodily function takes place. In other words, in the second, you can look at the middle one. Let's look at an actual example. Let's say that there's a force in the body temperature below the set point. The set point is what we were talking about earlier, right? That would then be detected by temperature monitoring nerve cells, which pass that information and therefore stimulates the temperature control system.
It is now that time. Basically 12:30, and then we have a third session, which is our afternoon session at 1:30 till, didn't they say 3:15 or 3:10? So I'm gonna wait for that session at 1. I'm gonna just finish eating my mango and then I'm gonna watch some YouTube videos and then session 3.
In operation, and then you should be able to apply this knowledge in order to decide which of it is it. Is it a feed forward? Is it a feedback? If it's a feedback, is it negative or is it positive? Okay, but there's lots of examples. Okay. Okay, next question.
I'm officially done with classes for today. As you can you see that? We covered the whole chapter of homeostasis, and then we started the chapter of plasma membrane and membrane potential. We're not done with that now. So, means I've been attending since 8:30. Yeah, quarter to 9. I've been attending from 9:15 and now it's 3:45. I am starting to feel tired. I'm gonna just take a break to just refresh my mind because my brain is tired. Maybe I'll take a nap. It's either I'll take a nap or watch YouTube videos, and then I'm gonna make myself lunch, and then after that I'll exercise, take a shower, and then come back and start doing my summaries for today's class. Hello, look at me. Yan. Hello, Sisa. is so bad. It's dark outside, so I can't use the natural light from outside, so I'm using my room light, and it's not very pretty, but excuse that. It is now 10 past 8, and I am going to start summarizing, or try and summarize. I'm gonna summarize what we learned today. So that's what I'm gonna be doing I'm gonna try and do it for as long as I can. So I'll keep you updated as to how long I summarize, but that's what I'm planning to do now. So I'm gonna get to it. It is now 20 past 7, and I've lost all concentration to study or to summarize. So okay, I'm going to go make myself some dinner, and then after I make myself some dinner, I'm gonna like come back and finish finish summarizing. So yeah. So I feel like more energized, so hopefully it will last the whole day, because I woke up and I didn't feel tired today, whereas yesterday I woke up and already felt tired after sleeping. So today I feel energized. So hopefully today will be a better day, and I'll get everything done that I want to get done. Today we have physiology, and it's the same story as yesterday, so you guys are gonna see me in the exact same spot I was yesterday.
Like for instance, in iodine cells, we have an iodine transporter, and that iodine transporter transports iodine from the extracellular fluid into the intracellular fluid. Okay? And by the way, that is one of the few places where we find iodine transporters. Because that affinity is now increased, the iron, of course, binds to the carrier molecule, right? It binds to its binding site in the carrier molecule, or on the carrier molecule. Please bear in mind, remember, this iron to be transported comes from an area of low concentration.
So after I had lunch, my brother came back home from work, and he took me to Westpac to go buy some dorm room things that I needed. And yeah, up this video, I can already see from this week that it's going to be hectic from all the stuff they told us during the introductory phase of all the tests we're going to be writing. And like also with physiology, we already started with work. They didn't even do an introduction, we just started with lecture, and we're already done with like 3 chapters that I haven't started summarizing. Well, I tried summarizing yesterday, as you guys saw, but I wasn't feeling well. Oh, and I'm sorry if you can hear the music. My cousin is playing music downstairs because it's a Friday and it's groove time apparently, so just ignore that. But yeah,
I wasn't feeling well yesterday, so I wasn't able to like study well. But today I felt better, and I think I'm gonna try and push forward. It's currently 7 p.m. I finished class at, honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't know what time class finished. While I was attending, I fell asleep. I think I slept at like 2:15. I'm not sure when I fell asleep or dozed off, but I know it was like close to the end. So when I finally woke up, the class was over, and I was just like, oh. And there were like 36 people left, and I'm like, oh, at least it's not like one person left and that one person is me. And I'm gonna try now and push and like summarize my physiology, because it's quite a lot. And to be honest, today throughout the whole 3 sessions, dude, like I did not understand a thing. So as the doctor was saying, like I did not understand a thing. He was just speaking and talking about membranes, transportation of membranes, and then like through it I got lost. Thinking about it gives me stress, but I'll be fine. I just need to like open the textbook and read it myself. Okay, without further ado, that's the end of this video. Give this video a big thick thumbs up if you did like it. Make sure to subscribe and that you share this video with your friends and family, or anyone who might find it helpful or entertaining. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. See you guys in my next video. Bye.